This is where the fun begins.
Hello there. How's it going?
Hey everyone, Hybrid Tour Reviews here, and today we are going to take a look at a Star Wars The Black Series Jedi Knight, Yord Fandar. He is probably my favorite character on the Acolyte. So, as you know, me, a proud member of the Yord Horde, was pretty devastated by that twist last week. Yeah, I'll see myself out. Charlie Barnett has brought an amazing character to screen, however, and I just have loved seeing him go on his missions up to the end, and it was devastating. This show got me to viscerally react in a way that I don't typically do while watching stuff. I'm not a reaction YouTuber where, I watch the clip and then I'm like, what? Like, every time any little twist in any show happens. So when you get me to go, what? Like, when something happens, like, it is a very genuine thing. And I was just devastated. So I have been waiting for this figure for a while. Let's get into it. Of course, before we start, I do want to give the warning I've said on all the other Acolyte figures, and will continue for the rest of the set. I think that you are allowed to not like the show. I don't say that you have to like it. However, if you are coming here to be hateful in my comment section towards the actors or the people or the show in general, go do that in Star Wars Theories comment section. We don't behave like that here. We are respectful. We can respectfully disagree. At the end of the day, you can be like, hey, I didn't like the show. And I'll be like, hey, I like the show, but it's okay that you didn't. And we can shake hands and part ways, and everything's all right. We don't gotta be hostile. So, that's it for that. Let's get into the review. As always, we start with the packaging. This is the new Galaxy 2.0 packaging. I'm coining it. Star Wars The Black Series up above a big window showing Yord and accessory off nicely. Star Wars The Acolyte in red, warning 4+ Hasbro. Number 4 in the line, Jedi Knight Yord Fandar. This side of the box features some really cool artwork of Yord and his name down below. We're swinging around to the other side. You got a wraparound window, wraparound red stripe, Black Series logo again. Zoom in on the art of Yord, Black Series logo on the top left. His name, a bio, not about him, but about the show in varying languages. Pause and read whichever one best applies to you. You know how it is. Disney doesn't want secrets getting out, so they just don't give you character bios. Number 4 in the line, a bunch of legal stuff. Disney, Hasbro, little pull tab thing on the bottom. Barcode, more legal stuff. Hanger tab up top, no window. Not really worrying about the displayability of these in box, and why should you? They're toys. Let's open them up and see what we're getting here. Here's Yord out of the packaging. As always, we'll start by taking a look at the accessories. So loose in the box is packed his yellow bladed lightsaber. Only the second time we've seen the yellow saber in the line. I'm really excited to see more coming into the line. It is a very nice shade of yellow. It's not quite as fluorescent like as the greens are, but it does catch the light very nicely, and I do like how it turned out. His saber hilt seems fairly accurate to what we see on screen. It is sort of similar to some of the design cues of Souls, although this side features a little bit more of an open, and there's a peg on it for belt storage, all that standard lightsaber stuff. But it is a really neat design, one that I would hopefully like to own in replica form someday. You can remove the blade from the hilt. Actually, that is a very long peg. It's very smooth. Actually, the blade has 2 little indentations on it. They match up to the shrouds there. So when putting it back in, you just want to line it up nice. So that's actually really cool. It's a custom blade for a custom hilt. He features a hole on his right hip, and it is for lightsaber storage. Of course, it pegs in and stays very securely. Of course, I don't think anyone really poses their Jedi like that. Don't go tipping Yord. But it's just a nice thing to have, for photography or just variation of poses. Yord also comes wearing a brown Jedi cloak, and as is the theme with this wave, it is cut and stitched in a way to where it only looks good with the hood down. They've actually put a little stitch in the hood to keep it held down, so it lays nice like so. It is actually a pretty decent fit for him, and I do like how it turned out. Baggy sleeves and all. Pulling it down from his arms to reveal the rest of the figure. He looks really cool. He is wearing the tan and cream robes of both Jeki and Sol, and that is kind of the color theme of the Jedi robes in this show. Something noteworthy is that even though he basically wears the same pattern as Sol, he is a unique sculpt. So that is to be respected. 2 unique Jedi sculpts when they really could have given us, one body and, done a different head, on different releases. Wouldn't have blamed Hasbro, but I do like to give kudos where they can. Looking at the likeness, he's pretty good. It's a very, very decent Charlie Barnett. I do like it. Certain angles maybe aren't great. Certain angles, you're like, yep, that's Yord, and it's just good. I like it. I like his hair. It's sculpted very, very nicely. Nice little gold ball earring there on the left side, his left and not on his right. And that's all right. I feel that's accurate. I never actually noticed that he had an earring, but more power to him. I do like the different shades. You have the very yellow outer robe, and then kind of like a oranger tan, peach. I don't want to say peach. Maybe it's peach. It might be peach. It's like an inner layer, and then the innermost layer is this cream color that the sleeves and everything are. It's just very well done. I do like it. He features forearm bracers that actually have a different sculpt from Master Soul's, so that's really cool. I also like that his right hand features a little bit of like a force gesture-y kind of thing with the index and middle finger raised ever so slightly. It still works as a good saber holding hand, but it also works as like a force hand if you wanted to have him doing force things. He also has unique boots. They have little like wraps kind of sculpted around them, and they just look really, really nice. Something people talked about when the figure got revealed is like, yo, Yord has like a lot of neck going on. And that was kind of something I was wondering. I was like, oh man, they gave him a long... I mean, it does look like a long neck, but actually watching the show, Charlie Barnett has a bit of a neck. I caught that like right on my first screening. I did the early theater screening, and like I was like, hey, dude has a bit of a neck on him. I think the figure's accurate. So that's actually not a critique. It's I think it's not bad, especially in person. But yeah, it's just very well sculpted. A lot of stuff going on the belt, of course, with the gold buckle, and then all the little utensils and pouches and stuffs. I really love the style of these end of the High Republic robes. Very, very well done. To run through some articulation, features a double ball neck, allows him to look that far up, that far down, gives him side to side, and of course the Yord crunch. He can raise his arms up to a T pose. There's a deep butterfly joint. 360 degrees. Of course, the rubber tunic kind of pushes it out a little bit, but that's okay. Single jointed elbows can go basically to 90 and swivel. 360 on the wrists, and then both of them hinge up and down. No ball joints. Like Osha's the only ball joint one in this wave, really. Mid-torso ball joint. Allows him to crunch that far forward, that far back. Gets him side to side and twist. His legs can kick basically all the way out. Really far forward, not much back. There is an upper thigh cut. Single jointed knees go past 90 and swivel. And then there is a boot cut, which is cool. And then his feet can point straight down. A little bit, that's a decent bit forward. And there's a forward-facing pin for rocker, allowing you to get him into some pretty decently wide stances with both feet flat on the ground. To do some size comparisons, here he is next to Master Soul. Here he is next to Osha. Jeki. Oh man, Soul, why would you do that, man? There's Soul standing back up. And then the Phase 1 Clone Trooper, just to act as a standard 6-inch height. All in all, I think the scale here is pretty solid, and I'm happy with it. So, at the end of the day, what do I have to say about Jedi Knight Yord Fandar? Hashtag Yord Horde forever. Hashtag gone too soon. Hashtag good night, my sweet prince. I loved this character. I loved Yord so much, and it is absolutely tragic, and I will miss him forever. It should have been a show that went on for 100 seasons where he was the main, and I would have watched every episode 5 times. But, unfortunately, the universe has not been so kind to me. But at least I have this Yord action figure to put on my shelf and love and treasure forever. And I think you should do the same. And that's kind of where I'm at. I highly recommend it. It's just a great recreation of the character from the show. So if you like the show and you like the character, come on, there's nothing wrong. Pick it up. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, you should leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that end of video stuff. You know the drill. I'll catch you next time. Until then, may the Force be with each and every one of you, and goodbye.